So we finally got it. We finally got a mostly balanced market. In Sarasota and Manatee counties, there is 4.5 months of inventory. And in the condo arena in Sarasota and Manatee County, we have 6 months of inventory. Now, historically speaking, and speaking in housing, 6 months of inventory is a balanced market, which means that sellers are happy in getting what they need and buyers are happy in getting what they need. And it takes a little bit longer for all this to happen, but that is considered a balanced market. Now, most people are still spending cash to get their properties. Of course, interest rates are up, and we're going to see it like that for some time. Sales prices are still up. They're up a modest amount. They're up only a few percentage points, but sales prices are still up. Pendings are down. Inventory is up. Months of inventory is up. Now, here is what I think we should look for, and this is just my opinion. We're smack in the middle of our busy season. So our busy season, our high season is January, February, March, and into April. Usually after Easter, it peters off. Easter's a bit early this year, so we'll see what happens. So we've got basically a month left of high season. I would really like to see what happens to all this inventory in May and June and see if it starts to kind of taper off again and then pick back up again next season. And that'll be interesting to see. Now, if we get more inventory, you get more inventory. But if, like the economists and the housing experts are telling us, and all the people in the mortgage world are telling us, if interest rates come back down again, then we're going to see more buyers into the market. Now, here is where I think our area is going to differ from other areas. There are still areas of the country that don't have enough inventory. I think that if the interest rates come down and we have more buyers entering the market, I don't think we're going to necessarily see a 21 or early 22 market again. I don't think we're necessarily going to see a market where there's a bum rush on properties. The amount of properties available is significantly lower because we've got so many buyers in the market, because for that to happen, the interest rates would have to go down really far like they did before. I think we may see a softening. I think that properties will sell quicker, and I think we'll see a decrease in inventory, because if the inventory decreases, it's because the buyers buying properties have increased. I think other areas of the country are going to see probably a 21, 22 similar or like situation, because they still don't have enough inventory. I don't think we're going to do that. I think it'll get busy, crazy again, but I don't think we're going to see another bum rush. I could be wrong. It'll be interesting to see if that does happen, and a lot of that is going to be based on how far and how quickly those rates come down and how long they stay lower. That'll be the deciding factor as to how it plays out here. Now, sellers, guess what? My friends, you have competition, and you have a lot of competition. So we've got to step it up a bit. We have to do things like make sure that we have enough time to get the property ready. We don't necessarily have to rush to get the property on the market next week. I say take 2-3 weeks, take 4 weeks if you need it, and get the property ready. Clean, 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 clean. Clean it all. You know, take care of your garden beds. Make sure your grass is cut. Make sure your trees are trimmed. Pack most of your stuff away. You want your buyers to walk into the property and be able to see themselves in it, and they can't see it with all of your tchotchkes and personal items. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of personal items in my house too. I would have to pack up a lot of stuff to sell my house. The other thing you want to do is, if you have any small repairs to do, like your back gate doesn't close right, you've got a window that doesn't quite open and close correctly, your washing machine makes a lot of noise when it runs, things like that, get those repairs done ahead of time. If you've got big repairs, get those done. If you've got something that really isn't working properly, if you've got a leaky roof, get that done before you go on the market, because I promise you, if you say, oh, we'll negotiate that out during the negotiation process, you are going to get hammered on that. I promise you, you will. If you need to paint, paint. If you need to fix some broken things, some twisty things, if you've got some cracks in the tile, some dings in the drywall, get it fixed. You want your house to look so much better than the house next to you that they automatically walk in and buy it. And buyer perception is so, so important. They will pay more money for a house that is well cared for, is well put together, has obviously had these things taken care of, than they will for a house that is equal a house to you in size and age and things like that, and hasn't had this stuff done. They will pay more money for it, and rightfully so, because they want to walk into a house where they're not going to have any headaches. Get that stuff done, including the cosmetic stuff. The other thing you need to do is, we're still going to take professional photography. We're still going to do drones. We're still going to do videos. We're still going to do all of that stuff to market ourselves, because we are marketing more now than we did even a year and a half ago. We are marking significantly more now. Your property will still sell, especially if you do all these things. Your property will still sell. It's just going to take longer, and you've got to be patient, and you've got to understand you're going to have a lot of people walking through your house. You know, there's going to be some weeks where it feels like I'm kicking you out all the time, and then there's going to be weeks where nobody walks in, and that's just the nature of the business, and we have to kind of come to terms with that and roll with it. Buyers are pushing back on inspections. So for example, sellers, if you hammer back that you only want a 5-day inspection, buyers are going to push back. They want some contingencies, they want buy downs, they want things like that. It doesn't mean you have to grant them all of that, but you do have to listen to it and negotiate that stuff out. Buyers, you still have to have your pre-approval and your proof of funds. Sellers have gotten smart. They no longer go to contract unless you, buyer, can prove you can pay for the house. We are no longer going to contract unless we know that you can go through the process and pay for it. The other thing is, to buyers, if you're going to do a buy down, which people are still doing, do you need to have a appraisal gap contingency in there as well? I mean, how high are you willing to go? And is it worth pulling money out of your pocket for that buy down until rates come down? These are all really important discussions you need to have with your realtor and your lender before you get to that phase. And the appraisal gap addendum is still being used in these particular cases. Your contingencies. You need to be careful with your contingencies. Sellers are still pushing back on those. Do not expect a really long inspection time frame. If you want to wrap it up tight, do a super tight contract and get it sent to them so that your seller knows that you're not going to back out because something else came on the market. Don't submit stupid low offers. Just because the property's been on the market for 60 days does not mean that that seller is ready to let it go. Sellers understand that it's taking longer to sell houses here. Just because where you come from up north, houses are selling like hotcakes, they're not necessarily doing that here. In certain areas, in certain price points, it's still taking a little bit longer to sell a house. So don't come in with that stupid low offer, because sellers are not going to take it. They will wait for the next person to come along and they'll sell it to them. So this is basically what we're doing. So sellers, we've got to over prepare our house to get put on the market, and then you will sell for a higher price and you will sell quicker. Buyers, come prepared. Know what you're doing. Know that our market is different than the northern market. Know that our sellers are a different kind of seller, because they're oftentimes selling because they want to, not because they have to. So I will post all of this in the comments down below. I will post the graphics and the reports about the latest stats. If you have any questions, please let me know. Good luck out there.